Install 16 mesh metal grinding heads. G7 requires 12 grinding heads to be installed. Wet the ground with water. You can sprinkle a little more when you sprinkle your luck. The purpose is to reduce the dust generated during sanding. Start the grinder for the first lateral round-trip grinding. The ground for slabs like this is relatively cast. 16 mesh metal grinding heads must be used for grinding. The number of grinding times should be at least 4 times to smooth the foundation ground. Use a grinder to cut off the rolled steel head. If you don't cut it off, the grinder cannot grind normally. After the first horizontal and vertical back and forth grinding is to proceed to the next step of construction. Use a dust push to scrape the dust off the wall. Push the dust on the ground into a pile of concentrations. Unified stacking. Due to the large amount of dust in the first polishing, you need to remove all the dust from the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Put the dust into the bag with a shovel. The purpose is to handle dust more conveniently. Shovel all the dust from the ground into the bag. Unified clearance. Tighten the bag. Tie the bag tightly with a cable tie. The dust generated by the first grinding filled nearly 100 bags. An incredible amount. Lift the packed dust onto the Karoa. Pull it to the outside venue and concentrate it uniformly. Clear away all the dust packed on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Clean the floor. Wet the ground with water. The purpose is to reduce the dust generated during sanding. Add water to the repair mortar. Mix the ingredients evenly. Shovel the repair mortar material into the hole. Smooth it with a gray knife. The purpose is to repair the hole and level it out. After the ground is fully wet, use a water pusher to remove the ground where there is obvious water accumulation. To disperse the water. Start the grinder for the second horizontal and vertical 16 mesh. Polish. The purpose of repeatedly polishing pomegranate is to grind the ground deeper. It can reduce holes and potholes in the ground. Basic grinding. It is a very important process in solidifying floor engineering. If the foundation is not polished properly, it will affect the gloss and flatness of the later stage. If it fails, do not enter the next process. After the horizontal and vertical back and forth comprehensive grinding to the next step of construction. Use a dust push to scrape the dust off the wall. Push the dust on the ground into a pile of concentrations. Unified stacking. Since it is the second polishing, so there's less dust, you need to clean all the dust on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Then use a shovel to put the dust into the bag. Shovel all the dust from the ground into the bag. Unified clearance. Tighten the bag. Tie the bag tightly with a cable tie. Lift the packed dust onto the Karoa. The outside venue is unified and centralized. Clear away all the dust packed on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Install 60 mesh metal grinding heads. The brand new grinder is very powerful. The metal grinding head has not been touched yet. It was sucked by the millstone. Put the machine down. Start the grinder to grind back and forth 4 times horizontally and vertically. The main purpose of this polishing is to remove the scratches left by the pomegranate. As long as the price is in place, the grinder can grind through the floor. Modern grinding equipment can greatly reduce the cost of labor, reduce the physical exertion of workers, improve grinding efficiency, do good deeds. Must be sharp first. If you are interested in this grinder, welcome to leave me a message. I will give you an in-depth evaluation. 60 wooden horizontal and vertical grinding back and forth can only be carried out after full completion. Push the dust off the ground with dust. Concentrate this grinding with less dust each time. You need to clean all the dust on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Hide the dust in the bag. Tighten the bag. Tie the bag tightly with a cable tie. Lift the dust onto the karoa. Pull outside. Unified concentration of venues. Clear away all the dust packed on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Install 50 mesh digital diaphragm. Wet the ground with clean water. Fully humidify the ground. Use a water pusher to disperse the stagnant water on the ground. This practice is to reduce dust generated during sanding. No vacuum cleaner can be installed. Start the grinder to polish back and forth horizontally and vertically. 7 is the main purpose of grinding. Eliminate scratches left by 60 mesh. Dust ground on the ground. Obviously a lot less than last time. After the horizontal and vertical back and forth grinding is to proceed to the next step of construction. Install 150 mesh digital diaphragm. Wet the ground with a small amount of water. Start the grinder to polish back and forth horizontally and vertically. Pump up. The main purpose of sanding is to eliminate the 50 mesh digital diaphragm. Scratches left. Now there is a faint luster on the ground. After the horizontal and vertical back and forth grinding proceed to the next step of construction. Due to time constraints, the installation of the 30 mesh digital grinding disc was process of grinding and the process of pushing dust. I'm so sorry. Pour the curing agent into the empty bucket. Add water according to the manufacturer's guidance ratio. Stir the curing agent evenly. Float the curing agent on the ground. There can be no leakage. About 200 grams per square meter. The depth of penetration of the curing agent is about 3-5 mm. Penetration time is about 3-4 hours. During the penetration of the curing agent, it is to keep the ground moist for 4 hours to proceed to the next step of construction. Install 500 mesh resin diaphragm. Sprinkle large amounts of water on the ground. Start the grinder to polish back and forth horizontally and vertically. The main purpose of this polishing, it's a curing agent for cleaning floors. Do not let the curing agent remain on the ground. There is no mud this time, because the ground is already hard. After the horizontal and vertical back and forth comprehensive grinding, the next step of construction. Use a wiper to scrape the mud off the wall. Concentrate the mud. At this point, the ground is brighter than before. It feels very lubricated to the touch. Suck the mud away with a water absorber. Suck up all the mud on the ground to proceed to the next step of construction. Install 1000 mesh resin diaphragm. Sprinkle large amounts of water on the ground. Sprinkle the ground wet. Start the grinder to polish back and forth horizontally and vertically. After the horizontal and vertical back and forth grinding is fully completed, you can push water while grinding. Only then can the mud on the ground be completely scraped clean. After sucking all the mud on the ground, wait for the ground to dry and there is no stagnant water to proceed to the next step of construction. Use a scoop to transfer the brightener into the bucket. Add water according to the manufacturer's guidance ratio. Stir the brightener evenly with a water scoop. Scalp the brightener evenly on the ground. Then use the layer push to drag the bright machine evenly. The light machine can't be sprinkled too fast. You need to sprinkle and drag to achieve the best effect. After the light machine is fully sprinkled, wait for the light machine to dry before proceeding to the next construction. Install 3000 mesh digital diaphragms. Start the grinder for full polishing. The stone floor has appeared and feels smooth, and appear the gloss of marble. The flatness of the ground is also very smooth. The hardness is also much higher than before construction. Rub it again and press it casually. No dust. Are these effects as you can see? It has been treated with special effects. There's no skill, no deception. Technology sharing era. Only quality can win. Any rhetoric. Falsehood is destroying your business. 3-point material. 7 points construction. Each of our projects is a high-quality model project. The ground can be put into use immediately after completion. No need to wait. So mill-mounted diamond grinding head. Polish the edges and corners of the walls. After the wall body is fully polished, use the ash pusher to push the dust off the ground. Use Gen 2 again. Clean up all the dust on the ground. All ground works completed and put into use.